Hi, let's make some bread this morning. Today is World Bread Day, and I'm going to start my dough for this afternoon. First, I'm going to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Just make sure it's level in your measuring cup. Make sure you level them off so that it's all the same exact 1 cup size. And then once we have our flour, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of rapid rise. I believe it's called bread machine yeast, but it's instant yeast. So I put 1 teaspoon of instant yeast, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I use kosher salt. And then I'm going to mix all of that together to get it well blended. Then I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of warm water. Just a little bit warmer than room temperature. Not too warm or it will kill your yeast. Just plain old tepid room temperature water will work, because we're going to let this dough, we're going to cover it and let it sit for about 8 to 12 hours, and then we're going to bake it up. So we want to make sure that we incorporate all of the dry ingredients into the wet, and we're just going to end up with a loose, kind of a shaggy dough. Once we have it all together, we're going to cover it and let it set, and we'll be back this afternoon to shape it into a round peasant loaf, and we're going to cook it in our new cast iron Dutch oven. So I'll be back later on today to show you how to do that and to see the results. Have a great day. Okay, we're back. It's been several hours, and now we're going to check on our dough. Do you see how it is? Oh, it smells really yeasty too. Let me see. We're going to use our hands this time, and we just want to put just enough flour to keep it from being sticky. We want to put a little bit here, and we want to put some on our hands so that our hands don't stick. This is the fun part. It's like when you're a little kid and you get to play with Play-Doh. But you want to pull it gently away from the sides, pull it up, and sprinkle just a little more flour under it on both sides. Now, we're going to gently knead it into shape. We don't want to overwork it. We just want to pull it together into a nice, firm, like a round, you've seen those round country peasant loaves. That's what we want it to look like. And we're going to cook this down in our cast iron coquette or Dutch oven. We're only going to knead it a little bit till it's elastic. And then we're going to tuck it under and tuck it under. And there you go. There's a lovely little round loaf we're going to stick in our pan and bake as soon as our pan preheats. For now, I'm going to cover him up and let him rest while our pan preheats. Be right back. Okay, now then, I'm going to pull the Dutch oven from the oven. I put it in. As soon as I turn the oven on to 450 degrees, I set the Dutch oven inside to heat up along with the oven so that when I put the dough in, it's already heated. So that's been 30 minutes, and now it's time to put our bread into the Dutch oven. 1 second. Now it's hot, so make sure it doesn't touch your plastic. You don't want your plastic to melt. Now then, take this lid off. Oh, me. Yes, now, what we need to do, now you don't have to do this, but you can cut a parchment paper circle. You set the parchment paper down, you set your pan on it, draw a circle, then cut out the circle. This way you put this in the bottom of your pan so that it makes cleanup easier and it keeps the bottom of your bread from getting too black, too dark when it's baking, because sometimes that can happen just depending on your oven. Now, here is our lovely little bread. We're going to make sure he's all tucked under and dusted with flour. I want to make sure he doesn't stick. Okay, now we're going to plop him right down without touching it. You don't want to touch it, it's hot. Plop him right down in the middle. Now, I'm going to snip just a little cross right in the top to help let the air out as it's baking. We're going to put the lid on it, and we're going to bake it with the lid on for 30 minutes in a 450 oven. And then we're going to remove the lid and let it bake uncovered for 10 to 15 minutes more. When it's finished, I'll be back to show you the results. Stay tuned. Okay, now it's time. Let me get it over here. And there we go. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see it? And you can hear it. When your bread sounds hollow inside, that's usually a good sign that it is done. Now, without touching the sides, because the sides are hot, I'm going to try to lift this up and set it here on my bread board. Yeah, it's done. Isn't that amazing? Now we're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to slice it and show you how it turned out. Be back soon. Okay, here we go now. Let me go ahead and take this. This is our new bread knife. I love this, and it's got this nice little safety sheath. You pull out here and slide it up. And when you use it and when you slide it back on, it snaps right under this little notch here to keep it on there. And here we go. We're going to test out our nice crusty bread. Oh, there you go. See, look at that. You see? My husband's going to be so happy when he comes home. He just loves fresh bread. Let's go ahead and slice another little piece. It's still hot, but it is sliceable, so good deal there. There we go. Nice, lovely loaf of bread we've got. And see how easy that was? It's almost hands-free. You just mix the dough, let it sit, slap it into a round, put it in your heated pan, throw it in the oven, it's all done. Bread. Gotta love it. Happy World Bread Day. Talk to you soon. Bye.